Today in math, we're going to be focusing on two numbers, the number 6 and the number 7. So let's go over our daily learning objective, our DLO. I'll say it first, and then you'll repeat it, and then we'll get started with our lesson. All right, let's go. Today I will count the numbers 6 and 7. Now it's your turn. Today I will count the numbers 6 and 7. So let's look at these numbers. The number 6 is a smooth, continual line in a loop. There are no straight lines in the number 6. In the number 7, we have a straight line and another straight line. It looks a little curved on here because it's just the way that the font printed it. But when we write it, we can do a straight line. So let me show you a few ways of how to write these numbers. So what I'm going to do is draw just some regular writing lines, because when we write our numbers, numbers are all tall, just like capital letters. So watch me do 6, and I have a fun, easy rhyme to remember how to write the number 6. So I don't start right at the top. I need to start a little bit below the top because I'm going to curve up. So watch me write it. I curved up, almost like writing a C or a G, capital C or G. So I'm going to go up, touch the fence, make a loop all the way down, touch the ground, hit the fence, and make it reconnect back to the original loop. So watch me. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Let's try again. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. So this one was like a little bit easier. I just kept the curve. I didn't make a straight line here, but you can start a little bit up, or you can start right at the fence and then just make that curve. I'll do it one more time. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Let me show you how to make 7. There's two ways I'll show you, because I make my 7 a little bit different, but I want you to see that when we write letters and numbers, there's different styles for writing them, so that way if you see it a different style than what you're regularly writing it as, you know what number or letter it is. So with 7, the easiest way is straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. So we go straight across. So we're pulling our marker to the right, and then we go diagonally. Diagonally means like a slant. So let me do it one more time. Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. When I make my 7s, I also go straight across, but when I go down, I add a little mark here. And this is what it looks like normally, because some people write number 1s like this, with a little tag on the top. Some people write their ones like that. Sometimes they add a little foot there. Some people just write numbers 1s with a straight line. If you're writing a 1 really fast with that little tag on top, it could look like a 7, like that. That is why it's important to make sure that you go straight across, down from heaven. But when I write it, I add the little tag here, because then I know, my reader knows, that's definitely a 7. So I just wanted to show you a couple different ways to write that number. So 6, say, make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. 7, say, straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. What I want to do one more time, I want you to skywrite the numbers. So I'll erase these last couple ones, and then we'll write them together. So skywrite, straight arm, best pointer finger, point to the tip of my marker wherever it goes, and you're going to skywrite from the computer. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. So keep your arm straight, pointer finger, and you'll trace it in the sky. Say it with me. Skywrite, straight arm, best pointer finger pointing to the tip of my marker. Say it with me. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Now let's do 7. Straight arm, best pointer finger, point to the tip of my pen. Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. Okay. We won't be writing those numbers today, but I wanted to show you what those numbers are. So today's lesson is 3.1 in our Journeys in Visions Math book, Volume 1, page 93. That's where we'll start. So let me erase. We're going to focus on these numbers today, 6 and 7. Let's do this very first example together. It says, Jackson's dog Rex has some balls on the red rug. Use counters and draw a picture on the empty dog bed to show how many balls Rex has. Tell how you know you are correct. First thing I'm going to do is copy this bar here. So I called it a bar. I'm going to scoot down my 6 and 7 so that I have some space. Let's just scoot those over actually for now. When I make this bar, it has windows in it. It has 5 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would call this a 5 frame. Tomorrow we will talk about a 10 frame, and a 10 frame has 10 windows. But today we're focusing on 5 windows, so I drew a 5 frame. And when you think of a frame, you can think of a picture frame or a window frame. And when you have a window, there's a frame that goes around it. So when I think of this 5 frame, how many windows do I have? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in our example here, our first problem, the dog, Rex, has some balls. So I'm going to put the balls up here, just like it has on the picture. So I've got a couple blue and some green balls. And I'll move these numbers out, or I'll put these numbers up here because we don't need them right yet. So here are his balls. Use counters and draw a picture on the empty dog bed to show how many balls Rex has. So here's our empty rug right here. Here are the balls that he has. There's a couple different ways that we can count these balls. So let's use a few strategies. The first strategy I want to do is touching and counting. Watch me. I'm going to touch each ball and count them as I touch them. I'm going to go in one direction so I don't miss any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another strategy I can use. I can touch and drag. In your book, you can't drag them, but if you have manipulatives like your flippy counters or your cubes, you can touch them and drag them. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's another strategy, is the touch and drag. So let me put them back up. Here we go. Another way that you can count from home using your book is the crossing out strategy. You can take your pencil and cross them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can do that on here also. When you cross them out, then you can keep track of which ones you've counted and which ones you haven't. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next thing it asked me to do was count them, and we have 6. I know it's 6 because I counted them 3 different ways. And now I need to draw a picture of how many balls are on here. So drawing a picture, I would just copy the picture that's here. So I would get I would get a blue and a green crayon and copy them here. And you could do the green and you could do the green on top and then the blue on top, the bottom. So if I have 3 green, 1, 2, 3, then I would say 1, 2, 3, 3 green, and 3 blue. 1, 2, 3. So that's how I would do that. Now looking at our frame up here, the rest of your book is counting and adding in the dots for, counting and adding in the dots to the frames. So if I were to use my 5 frame for this math problem, just pick, I'm going to use black because I don't need to confuse all these colors and dots. So my pencil, I'm going to fill it in until I get to 6. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ran out of room. When we write, what do? Go to the next line. So I have 6. I only have 5, so I'm going to come below and add another dot down here. Just like when we write, if we run out of room, we go to the next line. Let's do another one. Where's my eraser? Here it is. Erasey, erasey, erase. So in today's lesson, we're using a 5 frame and adding our spare 6 and 7 dots down below. But tomorrow we will use a 10 frame. Alright, so I'm going to draw pictures because I think it's easier to draw my pictures because at home you can't use the touch and drag method strategy, so I'll draw pictures. In your book you have a bunch of animals that you'll be counting. Dogs and cats. That looks like a hamster to me, and then on this side you have birds. So you're going to be counting all of these animals and filling in a 5 frame. So I've got 6 and 7 here. I'm going to draw. Circles are the easiest for me, so I'm going to draw circles. We're going to count them, and then we'll fill in our 5 frame. Let's count. I'm going to do the cross out method because I think that's a really easy way to keep track of everything. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do I have? 6. I'm going to write the number to help me remember. 6. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Now I need to fill in my 5 frame of the same amount down here. 6. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ran out of room. Go to the next line. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. Let's do another one. You're just going to count all the animals and fill in the 5 frame. And the 5 frame, 5 is less than 6. So I know my circles that I draw are not going to all fit in this 5 frame. So let's do another one. Yeah, I'll use blue this time. Let's count them and cross them out. That's the strategy I'm going to use. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. I'm going to write 7 so I don't forget how many I have. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. Now I need to fill in my 5 frame. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ran out of room. Go to the next line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each circle gets its own window. I counted 7. I crossed them out. I wrote the number just for me. You can certainly write the number down below here for practice, or maybe to the side, because down below you're going to be drawing in those circles. Let's do another one. Racey, racey, race. The 5 frame is just another way to show a number. We can show it with a numeral, we can show it with our counters, we can show it in a picture, we can show it in our frames. So this is just another way. Let's do one more. 1, 2. I tried to mix them up. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count it with me to fill it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to the next line. 6. And I could write the number. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. So now it will be your turn to go in and count and color in the 5 frames.